Welcome all of you for our regular Thinking Thursday session. Today we have a special session with the Bhagvat Mahapuran and Acharya Vinod Sharma ji, Bhaktiman Vinod Sharma ji is with us. So आप welcome है and let us begin with the prayer.
Hare Krishna to everybody.
Hare Krishna.
संस्कृत श्लोक कौन पढ़ेगा?
Anyone else? नहीं तो मैं तो पढ़ूंगी. Please unmute when you repeat after me. So, Narayanam
Narayanam
Namaskritya
Namaskritya
Naram
Naram
Chev
Chaiva
Narottamam
Narottam
Devim
Devim
Saraswatim
Saraswatim
Vyasam
Vyasam
Tato
Tato
Jayam
Dayam
Udirayet.
Udirayet. English translation.
Translation, anyone else? English? सोनाली जी आप करेंगे?
ठीक है, translation. Okay. Before reciting this Srimad Bhagvatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectfully obeisance unto the personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayana, Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto this is something which I can't read. Srila Vasudeva, Vyasadeva, the
So when we study any scripture, we need to offer our respectful obeisances to these personalities, especially Vyasadeva, who is a compiler of the all Vedic knowledge. He is a compiler of all the Vedas, 4 Vedas, 108 Upanishads, and 18 Puranas. And even Mahabharat also was written by him. So after paying respectful obeisances to him, we will start our conversation from the point we left in our previous session. Does anyone remember what did we discuss in our previous session? A month ago? It was a special occasion, one of the incarnations of Krishna, of Lord Vishnu, and we talked about that incarnation. Does anyone remember? One of the 10 main incarnations of Krishna. It's called Varaha Dev, Varaha Incarnation, right? The boar incarnation, you can say like a pig with a tusk. So he appeared to bring the earth and place that earth. Earth was submerged in the deep waters. So he, using his tusk, he brought the earth back to its original place in the orbit. And then second time, that was the first time, that is called Shvetavaraha, the white complexion of that form. And second time, he took the same form of Varaha, the bow, to fight with Hiranyaksha, the great demon. And he killed him. At that time, because of anger, his complexion turned to red color. And that's why he is known as Rakta Varaha. Rakta means blood, red color. So Shweta Varaha and Rakta Varaha. Some of you may know, you might have noticed when you do any kind of puja or any priest comes to your place to do puja, we do sankalpa. So in the sankalpa, we say Shweta Varaha Kalpe, Bharata Khande, right? Like sankalpa when we take a vow before doing any ceremony. So this, the kalpa which we are living in, the time, is called Shvetavaraha, the Varahadev of white complexion, fair complexion. So we talked about his activities. Since that was the occasion, that's why I voluntarily suggested to discuss that, and everybody agreed. So we are continuing now the discussion, the conversation between Maitreya Muni and Mahatma Vidur. Some of you, just to recollect what we discussed in one of the previous sessions about Mahatma Vidur. Who is Vidura? In English, we say Vidura, but actually is Vidur. Who is Vidur?
Vidur in this current one or the previous one?
What do you mean by current one and previous one?
Current one means महाभारत का जो चल रहा है उसमें, या उसमें तो विदुर सबको पता है, पांडवों के चाचा है।
हाँ,
और प्रीवियस में वी कैन से वो यमराज के अवतार है।
correct. So Vidur is the incarnation of Yamaraj,
Yeah.
right? Originally he is Yamaraj, but he was cursed by a sage. Some places they say Mandavya Muni, and some places it's Manduka. It's the same person, Manduka Muni. So Manduka Muni had cursed him to take birth on the earth planet in the human form, and that also from the womb of a Shudra woman. So because of as a result of that curse, Yamaraj took birth as Vidura. And in his absence, because the curse was that he will have to spend 100 years on the earth planet. Right?
Yeah.
So for 100 years, somebody else had to rule the Yamaloka, take care of his activities. So the person appointed in the place of Yamaraj at that time, who was born as Vidura, is Aryama. Right? So Aryama played the role of Yamaraj for 100 years, while Yamaraj was going through his curse for 100 years on the earth planet. Yamaloka is a different planet, and this is the earth planet called Mrityu Loka, or Prithvi Loka. Right? So this is the background. Now, why Vidura? What is the kind of a background, the situation that Vidura had to meet Maitreya Muni? Just to refresh your memory. What was the background? How come Vidura met Maitreya Muni? Maitreya Muni was in the forest, place of pilgrimage.
उनको किसी ने कहा था, उनके बचपन के फ्रेंड, ऊ से नाम है।
हाँ, Uddhava.
हाँ, उद्धव।
Uddhava was the friend of Krishna, cousin of Krishna.
Okay.
But Krishna instructed Uddhava to inform Vidura to go and meet Maitreya Muni. And Maitreya Muni will bless him with the spiritual knowledge. So then Vidura met Maitreya Muni, and then very good deep conversation took place between Maitreya Muni and Mahatma Vidur. So that was the part we were discussing about. So some questions were put forward by Mahatma Vidur to Maitreya Muni. Now see, we need to be very mindful about the titles when we give to certain people. Now, in the scriptures, especially in Mahabharat, Vidura is called as Mahatma, the great soul, the great person. Right? Nowadays, it has become so easy, so many people are called Mahatma. Even though their activities do not match, they are not up to that standard of a Mahatma, but still they are called as Mahatma. So we need to be very careful, very mindful that we should not call somebody Mahatma so easily. If the person is of not that caliber, not of that standard, his activities do not match to the standard of a Mahatma, then he does not deserve to be called as Mahatma. So yes, Vidura is called as Mahatma because he was very dear to Krishna, very great devotee of Krishna. At the same time, he had deep understanding about the secrets of our scriptures, our Vedas. He was a very good politician and also a very good devotee. So very good balanced personality we can see, different aspects of life were quite blended well in his personality. That's why he's called Mahatma. Now, the situation was created in Hastinapur in such a way that Vidura had to leave Hastinapur. This also we discussed. So what was the reason that he left?
Because Krishna didn't want him to be there. Otherwise, he would have been so loyal to the trust side ki wo jeet jate.
Because Vidura, as I said, he was a very great politician. So he would abide by the ethics of politics, the rules and regulations. He was so pakka, so careful, person of principles. So because his role, his position was of a prime minister in Hastinapur. So when it was decided that the war would take place between Pandavas and Kauravas, so Krishna already knew that Bhishma Pitama would not kill Pandavas. And Dronacharya also would be killed by Drishtadyumna, Draupadi's brother. Karna also was cursed by his own guru, Parshuram, and a Brahmana. So Krishna was not so much of concerned about these great warriors, though they were, equal to thousands and hundreds of thousands of warriors. They could fight with hundreds of thousands of warriors at the same time, all three of them. Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya, and Karna. So Krishna was not so much bothered by them. Krishna was more concerned about Vidura. Though Vidura was very affectionate and he was very dear to Pandavas and Pandavas were very dear to him, but still because he was a person of principles, he would follow the ethics very diligently. So Krishna thought, that if Vidura takes part in the warfare, then it would be difficult for Pandavas to win. Because Vidura would make sure, because he would represent Dhritarashtra as a prime minister. Dhritarashtra was the king. And Duryodhana was the crown prince. So he would follow the instructions given by Dhritarashtra and the crown prince Duryodhana. And he would make whatever possible arrangements could be in his control to kill Pandavas. So Krishna was very much concerned about Vidura. So he did not want Vidura to take part in the warfare. So that's why he created a situation, because Krishna is like Paramatma also, right? Krishna resides in everybody's heart as Paramatma. So he gave that kind of intelligence or bad intelligence to Duryodhana. And because of that, Duryodhana insulted Vidura. He spoke very harshly to Vidura. Vidura was his uncle. So Duryodhana spoke very harshly and insulted Vidura. So Vidura could not take it. So he left Hastinapur. He took advantage of this opportunity. He said on his own, he would not have been able to leave. But now, Duryodhana actually not only spoke to him very harshly, very rudely, insulting him, but also asked him to leave. Not asked actually, told him to leave. He ordered him to leave Hastinapur because he said that you are very unfaithful. You get the remuneration from the treasure of our kingdom, and you are against us. You are doing the activities against us. So you don't have any right to live in Hastinapur. You should leave immediately. So Vidura, without wasting any moment, he left Hastinapur and he went to visit places of pilgrimage. And this is the background. Then he came and met Maitreya Muni. So he put forward questions in front of Maitreya Muni, inspired by Krishna, again in the form of Paramatma in his heart. He asked questions about the creation. That why did Krishna create this material world? What is the reason behind it? And what are the elements involved in the creation? So the same topics which are discussed in Bhagavad Gita, the main 5 points. This also we had discussed in one of our very initial sessions. The 5 subject matters of Bhagavad Gita. I give you hint. See if anybody remembers. Purusha or Ishvara. Second is Prakriti. Third is Jiva. Now, if anyone can remember or guess, what are the other 2? Balance 2. Ishvara or Purusha, Prakriti, Jiva. Which is the 4th one?
Time. Prabhu.
Yes, Kala. Yes. Very good. 5th one?
Karma.
Karma. Absolutely right. Very good. Very good. May I know your name, please?
Prabhu, I'm Jag
Oh,
Pavani.
Yogita ji. Okay.
No, Prabhu,
Okay.
I'm Jag Pavani. Jagruti.
Oh, Jagapani Mataji. Okay. Okay, Mataji. Yes. So these are the 5 subject matters of Bhagavad Gita. Now, out of these 5, which are eternal? How many of them are eternal?
Would you repeat once more? I'm making a notes.
Okay, Purusha, that is Ishvara. Prakriti, Jiva, Kala or time, and Karma or actions. So, how many of these 4, 5 are eternal?
Jiva, Ishvara,
Yes. Jiva,
Kal
Ishvara.
Kal also is permanent, eternal.
Yes, very good.
I think
Kar-
Purush.
Karma,
Karma is not eternal. Only karma is not eternal.
Okay.
Purusha, Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, and Kala, time. These 4 are eternal. Now, let me ask you a question. If we say Prakriti, we are part and
But
parcel of Prakriti.
sorry, Prakriti also keeps on changing.
Yes,
I'm
this
a
is
new,
what.
I'm for the first time attending this. So just,
Yeah, see, this is the question I was going to raise. It's changing, but it cannot get completely destroyed.
no, but change is also something different thing. Na? Like today, Prakriti, I have this type of support from Prakriti. Maybe after some years, different type.
Yes, you're absolutely
So,
right. But the form is changed,
yeah.
but the essence is the same. Like suppose, we were in the baby form. We attend adulthood. Then we advance to old age, right? So
Yeah.
our body keeps on changing, but we are the same, right? Same person.
Yeah. You mean to say that soul is the same, but it's only our body keeps on changing with the time.
Correct.
So basically, only the Purusha, the Brahman would be this eternal. Everything else is changing.
Change is, now see here you need to understand, change does not destroy the existence of the element. Now suppose whenever anybody leaves the body also, right? Our body is made of Pancha Mahabhutas. So when we do the last rites, the rituals, at that time also we say that the air dissolves in the air, the Agni dissolves, mixes with the air, Agni, like that, like Pancha Mahabhutas. All these elements, they merge, but they don't destroy, they don't get destroyed, right? Only our karma is destroyed when we pay for it or when we get reward for it. Then that karma is over.
Right, that's a way of looking at it. Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So karma is not eternal. We change our bodies. Ishvara remains the same. Ishvara's Prakriti also remains the same. Now, in nutshell, I want to say that whatever directly comes from Ishvara, that is eternal.
That's eternal. Because his element is the essence is there.
Yes. Because Ishvara himself is eternal, right?
Yes.
So whatever comes from him also is eternal. We
Thank
also
you.
come from him, right?
Yes.
He is the supreme spirit and we are the part and parcel, spirit soul. So because he is eternal, our spirit soul also is eternal.
Eternal. Yes.
Soul doesn't die, right?
Right.
Soul cannot be burnt in the fire. Soul cannot be moistened in the water, cannot be dried by air. The qualities of the soul, they are the same like the qualities of the supreme person. So
Hanji.
whatever directly comes from the supreme person is eternal.
Eternal.
But karma is created by individual living being, right? It is not created by Ishvara. Our karma is created by our own self. So if we do good deeds, we'll get reward for that. We'll be rewarded for that. And if our actions are bad, sinful activities, then we have to pay for it.
Right.
So whether
Thank
it is
you.
a reward or a punishment, when that part is taken care of, when that part is done, then the karma is over.
Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Yeah. Is it clear now?
Yes. Yes.
So karma is not eternal. The rest of the 4 subjects which are elaborately discussed in Bhagavad Gita, they are eternal. Correct?
Bhaktivinoda Prabhu, I had a question before we
Yes.
proceed any further, if I may.
Yes.
Thank you. I was Yogi Tarada here.
Yes, Mother.
Prabhu, since you know Vidura was also following Dharma and Yudhishthira was also Dharanraj, but when
Yeah.
we look at it, he was not actually, there was no coronation to establish him as a king. Yudhishthira was to be enthroned when Yudhishthira grows up, but Dhritarashtra didn't do that. So wasn't it wrong anyways for him to be on the crown? So they didn't justify on that point. How come Vidura still sided with the Kauravas, even though he knew that this is a big issue and it is completely wrong? But he still sided with the Kauravas until Duryodhana became mean enough and, spoke all that.
Correct. Now, see here, I want to give you a little bit in the details of Mahabharat, that part of Mahabharat.
Yeah.
See, when the wax palace was built by Duryodhana and his uncle Shakuni, the objective was to kill Pandavas and Mother Kunti. Right? So Vidura gave a hint to Maharaj Yudhishthira that this is the conspiracy, right, done by this Kauravas. So you need to be very careful, right? He gave him the indication that, just you have to have a tunnel under the palace so that you can escape from the fire. Correct? The example he gave of a forest fire. Who can survive in the forest fire? And the answer was given by Maharaj Yudhishthira. Only rats can survive in the forest fire, right? Because they live in their holes. Correct? So in this way, because see, Yudhishthira is the son of Dharamraj. And Vidura is Yamraj. So the wavelength of thinking matches. That's why little bit of hint Vidura gave to Dharamraj Yudhishthira, he immediately understood. And later on, the person who could dig a tunnel, that also was sent by Vidura to Maharaj Yudhishthira.
Okay.
So as a prime minister, he could not openly say, go against the king. Because at that time, till the end of this Dwapar Yuga, the kings were considered as the representative of Ishvara, Vishnu. So the subjects, what to speak of the ministers, the subjects also were supposed to follow whatever the king says, because that was considered as the order of the supreme person, Vishnu. So Vidura, being a very ethical person, he had to follow that. So I was going to discuss about this point, that when Maharaj Yudhishthira, they went to the wax house, then the fire took place and all that, they escaped, right? Mahatma Vidur knew very well that Pandavas are safe. Correct? Now, main two reasons why he did not disclose this secret to anybody in the palace. Even he did not disclose to Bhishma Dev, who was his guru. One reason was being a very careful person, very mindful person, very thoughtful. Thoughtfully, he said, thought about Pandava's safety. He did not disclose that secret to Bhishma Dev also, because he thought that Bhishma Dev also considered Dhritarashtra as the representative of Lord Vishnu. And also, Bhishma Dev used to see his father in Dhritarashtra. So Vidura thought, maybe sometimes due to some emotional pressure, Bhishma Dev may disclose this secret to Dhritarashtra. So he did not disclose that. And the other reason was for the safety of Pandavas. Because if he would reveal that secret to Kauravas would get more angry, more upset, and they would find Pandavas in the forest somewhere and they would kill them. So that's why Vidura did not disclose this secret to anybody. Now, what happened? Because of his a kind of a mistake he made, but because he followed the ethics, right? But it was a mistake. As a result of this mistake, Duryodhana was appointed as a crown prince.
Sorry, mistake. Which mistake we're talking about here?
That he did not disclose the secret about Pandavas, that they were alive. Because everybody thought in Hastinapur, they thought they died in the wax house. Correct?
Yeah.
Because wax house got fire, it was burnt. So they thought that Pandavas and Mother Kunti, they died, because the reason for them to believe was because on the one evening, 5 brothers and their mother of low-class Shudra community, they came to enjoy the meals at that wax palace. And when they drank so much, they drank all 5 brothers and their mother also, 6 of them. They drank liquor so much, they became unconscious. So Maharaj Yudhishthira took advantage of that situation. He set the fire. Actually, Bhima set the fire and they escaped from the tunnel. Now, sometimes the question may arise, Maharaj Yudhishthira also was Dharmaraj, right? So how could he kill these 5 innocent brothers and their mother? They did not do any harm to them. So why did he kill them? Anybody can guess what was the reason? Because later on, at that time also this forensic department was very advanced. They did the bone marrow test or bone test, of these people who died. They came to know that the 5, the ashes of the bones which were burned in the wax palace, they were of men, and one body was of a woman. So they thought that the 5 Pandavas and Mother Kunti, they got burnt in the fire and they died. So my question here again is that why did Maharaj Yudhishthira allow these 5 innocent people with their mother to be killed in the wax house? Just to save their life. Why did he do that? Was he so selfish? Any guess? I want to share with you. Maharaj Yudhishthira was so mindful and he was so compassionate towards the small creatures also. So when they went to forest, for 12 years of exile and 1 year there to spend, and disguise form. So when they were staying at one place in one forest, one fine morning he got up and he told his brothers and Draupadi that we need to leave this place now because in my dream, some birds came and spoke to me and told me that, that we are finishing the fruits from the trees in this forest. So not enough fruits left for the birds and the animals. So we should leave this forest and find some other forest where there are more trees, more fruits available for us. So he was so much concerned about the birds and the animals, the creatures. So how could a person like him, compassionate person like him, mindful person like him, thoughtful person like him, could be so careless and so self-centered that he got 5 brothers and that their mother killed in the wax house, and they escaped? What was the reason behind it?
या तो कोई पूर्व जीवन का रीजन रहा होगा,
Sorry, Shakunतला ji?
कोई पूर्व जीवन का रीजन रहा होगा, कोई पास्ट लाइफ का रीजन रहा होगा.
That may be true, but I'm talking about, that is situation. How could Dharamraj Yudhishthir do that kind of act?
एक बार आपने बताया था, आई डोंट नो वेदर इट इज करेक्ट और नॉट नाउ इन दिस सिचुएशन, कि अगर एक गांव को बचाने के लिए एक ही जान दी जाए तो ठीक है. तो इसी
Yes.
तरह से ये 5 इम्पोर्टेंट योद्धा है,
Hmm.
इनकी जान बचाने के